So previous class we have seen resonance line drawing algorithm program. Okay, your second program is create and rotate a triangle about the origin and a fixed point. Okay, so we have already seen rotation about origin and rotation about some arbitrary point or some fixed point. We can just recollect that once again. Let us revise that portion now. Okay, so this one we studied in module 2, two-dimensional rotation or two-dimensional geometric transformation. So rotation, when it comes to rotation, you have got rotation angle, and there is something extra called as pivot point or rotation point. Okay, so when we perform rotation about origin, this pivot point values will be 0 0. If or else if we are not performing the rotation about the origin, then we will have some x and y values as our arbitrary point or pivot point, and we have rotation angle as well. So your equation for rotation x dash equal to r cos phi plus theta, that is r cos phi cos theta minus r sin phi sin theta, this which is basically x cos theta minus y sin theta. Okay, and y dash equal to x sin theta plus y cos theta, that is your rotation equation, and this theta is called as rotation angle. So when you say clockwise rotation, okay, which means rotation in this direction, this is an example for a clockwise rotation. Okay, which means when your theta is actually in a negative, then we say this is a clockwise rotation. If the theta is positive, we say it is a anti-clockwise rotation. Okay, these are the basic thing, and what you have to know is rotation about a pivot point. If there is additional point, that is x or y r, which is not at the origin, if that coordinates are given, you have to incorporate that into your equation, that is x dash become, x dash is nothing but then rotated point. Okay, xr plus x minus xr cos theta minus y yr sin theta. So these things constitute the basics. Along with that, if you want to perform rotation in program using OpenGL, what you have to do is you perform rotation using matrices. Okay, so we have to specify the rotation matrix. So we know that rotation matrix is cos theta minus sin theta cos theta 0 0 1 0 0 1. That is, this is with respect to when theta is in clockwise, rotating in clockwise direction. Theta is negative. Okay, and what you see here is the translation vector. If at all the third column says specify the translation, you know that, right? So if there is an arbitrary point involved in it, which means the rotation is not about the origin, then this third column will be filled with that arbitrary point value, say m and n. So basically the rotation equation is multiplying the rotation matrix, that is cos theta minus sin theta cos theta 0 0 1, along with the matrix of your original object. Okay, so p dash is the rotated object, so p dash equal to r theta into p. This p is the original object, so original object into rotation matrix will give you the required orientation or required rotation. All right, so only thing to note is this matrix. Okay, cos theta minus sin theta cos theta, this you have to know to specify in the program, because in the program you have to specify this rotation matrix. Then you have to give the original coordinates value. Anyhow, you know that we are doing in homogeneous coordinate system. Why? Because in order to avoid additional floating point multiplications, we have made the composite matrix into one. Okay, instead of writing separately the translational rotation matrix, we have combined it into one, and the third column will give you the translational vectors associated with it. All right, so you need to specify the rotation matrix there, and you need to have the matrix of the original object, and then multiplying these two matrices will yield the rotated object matrix. Okay, so now let us look into the program. Can you see this notepad?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So initially we have to include all the necessary libraries, GLUT library, math.h, because we are using different matrix multiplications here, and then standard C libraries or CPP libraries. Okay, now you need to have a matrix which will give you the necessary object description. Okay, so let us define my matrix name as house. Okay, this is a 3 by 3 matrix, so that 3 here depicts the dimension. Okay, so house of 3 by 3 means my matrix constituting the original object. What is our program? To rotate a triangle. Okay, create and rotate a triangle about the origin and fixed point. That is our program. Okay, so first of all, let me define a matrix to store my original object. My original object is a triangle. Okay, so I am specifying the coordinates of the triangle here itself. Say 100, 250, 175. This constitutes the first row of the matrix. Okay, first row of the matrix, first 0 0 is 100, 0 1 is 250, 1 0 0 2 is 175. Okay, now the second row of my matrix is 100. I hope you can see this clearly now. Is it clear? I mean, you could read the things. Is it clear? I mean, can you read the program? Yes or no? Should I minimize?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's clear.
Clear. Okay. So the second row of my matrix is 100, 100, 300, and third row is 1, 1, 1. Okay, because it is an homogeneous coordinate system, we have to specify it using three-dimensional. So obviously the last row we can set it as 1, 1, 1. Generally we have said, when generally in two-dimensional representation, okay, we will set the h value as 1, that is 1, 1, 1, the last one. So this is your matrix, right? So what would be the coordinates of triangle with it? With this, if you draw the triangle, you may get, wait, let me check whether there is a pen available here. 1 second. There is no drawing thing available. 1 second. No, wait, it's not working. Somebody is texted. Anybody raised hand? No, right? Okay. So I'll just explain as such. See, you will have a triangle with the coordinate 100, 100. Okay, x1 is 100, y1 is 100. Next, x2 is 250, y2 is 100. Because that will be the first, the first side edge of the triangle. Say the base. Base, anyhow, the y values will be same, right? 100, 100, 100. Okay, so first x value is 100 and the first y value is 100. Then second x value is 250 and the second y value is again 100 itself. Now 175, 300. This constitute the top or apex of the triangle. So like this, we will have a triangle and we will store it in a matrix called as house, which is a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay. Now we need a rotation matrix and a result matrix. Rotation matrix is where we actually describe our things like cos theta, sin theta. We have seen the rotation angles, right? So there we will store this thing. So first let us initialize that matrix. It is a 3 by 3 matrix again. So let us initialize it to 0, 0, 0. It is set 0, okay, which means the first row, first entire row is 0, second row is 0, then third row is also 3 zeros. All right. Now let us have another matrix, that is result, which will store the product of our original object into rotation matrix. Okay, let us initialize that matrix to 0 as well. Okay, first row, second row, and third row. So all the three rows are zeros. All right. Now in this program you have two things. One is rotation about origin. We don't have to bother about the pivot point there. The second one is rotation about the fixed point, right? So we have to mention the fixed points over there. So let us say let us initialize the fixed point to 0, x and y coordinate to 0. We can take it as input from the user. Okay, so these are the initialization thing. One is our original object matrix, next is the result matrix, next is the rotation matrix, and then you have the arbitrary x and y values initialized to 0. And obviously you need to have a rotation angle variable to store your theta. Okay, now let us go to main function and come back. So main function, give the command line arguments. Now, since you have two tasks to do in this particular program, one is rotation about origin and second one is rotation about fixed point. So we can have a switch statement here because we can choose which one to go ahead with. Okay, so let us say case one is go ahead with a rotation about a fixed point or rotation about the origin, and case 2 is rotation about the fixed point. Okay, now let us consider case 1 now. Case 1 is rotation about origin, right? So first of all we have to enter the rotation angle, say theta. We are entering the rotation angle in degree. Okay, so we will convert that into radians. All right, so conversion of degree to radians is pi by 180 into theta in degree. Okay, so pi is 3.14 into rotation angle divided by 180. We will get the rotation angle in radians. All right, so now we have rotation angle with us. Obviously this is rotation about origin, so you need not have the x and y value, fixed point values. Now you call the rotate function. Now let us go to rotate function. Okay, so here it is void rotate. Okay, in within the rotate function you have two things, m and n. So this m and n is nothing but this is like equation of your arbitrary coordinates xr and yr. Anyhow, for now we will skip this because we don't have any fixed points there. Obviously it will move to 0. So let us consider, for example, m equal to arbitrary x into cos of rotation angle minus 1. Okay, m equal to minus u, which means, okay, here we have given arbitrary x value is 0, y value is 0. So when you substitute this x and y value here, obviously m and n will be 0, 0. This is rotation about origin. Okay, so m and n value we got it as 0. Now let us construct our rotation matrix. We have initialized a 3 by 3 matrix with all zeros. Now let us fill that matrix. We know the rotation matrix is cos theta minus sin theta, cos theta. So cos theta minus sin theta 0. Correct? So rotation matrix 0, 0, which means 0th row, 0th column, it is cos theta. Again, the next one, the second element in the first row is minus sin theta, right? That is 0th row, first column, that is minus sin theta. Then the third element in the first row, that is 0th row and second column, that is m. M implies here 0 because there is no fixed point. Now come to second row, that is first row number 1, which means the second row because it starts from 0, right? So 1 0 will give you sine theta, then 1 1 you store cos theta, then 1 2 is n, and you know the last rows, that is 2 0 2 1 and 2 2, that is 0 0 1. So this constitute your rotation matrix. Manually we are giving the rotation matrix cos theta minus sine theta n, sine theta cos theta c n, and 0 0 1. So we have constructed our rotation matrix here. All right. Now what we have to do? We have our original object matrix, that is our original triangle matrix. Now we have constructed the rotation matrix. Now we need to multiply it to get the rotation, right? So you call the multiply function within the rotate function. Now the control goes to multiply function. So here it is. Okay, as you know, there are multiple rows and columns to be multiplied. It is a matrix multiplication. You will have two for loops here. Okay, so you know that result matrix we have already initialized to all zeros. So the equation matrix, normal matrix multiplication equation only, you know, right? The, say if it was sum or if it is product, result of ij plus rotation matrix into house of kj. I have given my matrix name as house. You can give anything, be a triangle or an original object. Okay, so multiply the original object with the rotation matrix in a for loop. Okay, so this multiplication result will yield the rotated object matrix. Correct? Now, where are we? We are here, right? From here, we moved on to the rotate function. From the rotate function, we moved on to multiply function. Control return back to rotate function again. From rotate function, control return back here. Now there is a break. Now move to the next one, next statement, that is initialization using arguments, glut commands. Then you have to create the display window. Then specify the window size and position. Give the title. Then now we have just multiplied and rotated. We have got the rotated matrix equation, right? Now we have to display it onto the screen. For that you have to invoke the display function. So now from here the control goes back to display function. Where is display function? Oh, here it is. So let us fix the color of the display, and then from the display function there is another function, that is draw house. So let us go to draw house function. Here what happens is, this is to draw your original object or your original triangle, okay, with the color 001 RGB, and then begin GL line loop. Okay, we are drawing a connected triangle. So note the symbolic constant, it is GL line loop. Now you specify the vertices or coordinates. So the first coordinate should be house of 0 0 and 1 0, which means that within the matrix, first row first column, and the second row second column, that constitute your one vertex. So when you look at here, this is 100 100. So first line will be 100 100, the next point will be 250 100, next point will be 175 300. Okay, so in this manner the triangle is being drawn. All right, now the control return back to display. Now next is draw rotated house. Rotated house means we have multiplied our rotation matrix with the original matrix of triangle, right? So that result matrix we have to print or we have to draw. So here what we do is, we are drawing the result matrix. Whatever result we got after multiplication of the original with the rotated matrix, we have stored in result. So take out the coordinates from the result matrix, that is first row first column, second row first column. Similarly first row second column, second row second column. Likewise take out the result and draw the rotated object. Okay, now control return back. GL flush function is required for the display to work. Okay, now the control return back to here. So we have already invoke the display function. Then let us go to init function. We are setting the background color and the point size, that is the vertex point size, then matrix mode, projection, all the normal things like what should be the coordinates of display window. So all these things we will mention in the init function. Then finally invoke the glut main loop. Only then the OpenGL program will be invoked. Okay. So this is the total program. I'll brief out once again. Please listen. We started with a house or triangle matrix. That is the original description of your object. That is triangle. You specify it as a 3 by 3 matrix. Give the coordinates. Then you initialize rotation matrix to 0 and result matrix to 0. Then let us consider arbitrary x and y value to 0, 0. This is a case where we have to invoke a rotation about a fixed point. Okay, then declare the rotation angle. Then come to main function. So either you can choose rotation about origin or rotation about fixed point. So now we have seen how the rotation about origin works. Let us take the case of rotation about fixed point. So when it is fixed point, obviously you have to give the pivot point position, like x or y r. So read that from the user. Now read the rotation angle as well and convert it into radians and then invoke the rotate function. So when you go back to rotate function, you have the m and n, which is the third column in your matrix. So substitute for the value of x. Now the arbitrary x is initialized to 0, but here the user has given the value for arbitrary x and arbitrary y, right? So you just substitute that here in this equation. X into cos theta minus 1 plus y into sin theta minus 1. This is arbitrary x and y. All right. So you will get the third column. Now just construct the rotation matrix cos theta minus sin theta. Now this m will not be 0. It will be some value after substitution. And similarly sin theta cos theta and n also will not be 0. It will be some value which we obtain from this equation. All right. Now once the rotation matrix has been constructed, now you can just invoke the multiply function. So you go to multiply function. This function will actually multiply the original matrix, original object matrix with the rotation matrix. That is what we have seen. R equal to, sorry, P dash equal to P into R of theta. That P is the original object and R is the rotated matrix, right? So multiply that and store it in a variable called as result. Since this is a matrix multiplication, you need to have these many for loops. All right. Now come back here. So the control returned back to here, and then from the rotate function, control returned back to the main function, and here there is a break. You go to this line. So in the initialization, you are about to invoke the OpenGL functions. Then set the display mode, set the window size and position, and then create the title for your display window, and then invoke the display function. Now when you move to display function, you have to set the color. Then you go to draw house and draw rotated houses. So this draw house is nothing but the original object display. Rotated house is nothing but the rotated object display. So you go to draw house. There you have to pick the values from your original matrix, original object matrix, that is house. Now rotated house, when you see, you have to pick the value from the result matrix. Okay. So in the either of the case, you have to use the symbolic constant GL line loop. Since this is a polygon, triangle is a polygon, right? Now the control return back to the display function, and then you invoke GL flush function, which will actually give you the display. Once this is done, now you have to invoke the init function. Init function will set the projection mode, then it will set the background color as well, and then finally invoke glut main loop function. Okay. So let us see how the output looks like. So are you able to view this video? You could see. Please tell me, are you able to view? Yes, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So just showing the program. As you see, you can use the gedit command and then start typing the program in your notepad. Okay. Now let us see how to compile the program. Command is g++ program name dot cpp space link all the GL libraries. Okay. GL, GLU and GLUT. Then give the running command /a.out. Then you have two choices. One is rotation about origin or rotation about fixed point. So let us say one, that is rotation about origin. I have given the angle as 45 degrees. So you can see the rotated window. This has been a little tilted because the window size has been set little short. That is why the other portion of the triangle has gone that way. Okay, see. Same rotation about origin itself. I've given some other angle, say 35. Now let us consider again rotation about origin for another angle, that is 40, I guess. Now let's get rotation about fixed point. So we need to enter the fixed points now. So I've given the fixed point is 30, some 50. Okay, now we have to give rotation angle. So the point I gave, you can see it has been little moved. Again, I'm giving some other fixed point, say 100 and 30. And rotation angle is 90 degrees. So it is moved somewhere here. So I can show you some other, one more. So the fixed point is some 180 and 200 and rotation angle is some 180. So you can see it has been moved and we are getting the object rotated at this point. Okay, and it has been rotated 180 degree. All right. Have you understood?